Hi everyone, and welcome to my very first ever episode. And this one is very special and dear to my heart because the person I'm interviewing today is actually my sister. And I can say that I've seen a bit of her humble beginnings when she was still working and when she started her business. But for this interview's sake, so that it encourages you and so that you see that there are women who are working hard, who are working tirelessly to achieve their dreams. I'm going to ask her a few questions. First things first, I'm going to ask her to introduce herself. I know her, but of course you don't. So I'm going to ask her to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lerato Moshoette. I'm the owner of Amazing Pool Services. That's been operating now for 8 years. We started Amazing in 2014.
All right, awesome. That was, I'd say, brief introduction, but I'm having a few questions that I want to ask you. Just give us a bit of a background about yourself, where you started. So I want you to tell us from your primary school days to where you are now.
Okay. I will start by saying I was born in Rabokala. It's a village in Brits, Northwest. That's my grandparents' place. I was born there and then I started school there from grade 1 until grade 3. Then my mom got married in Soshanguve. Then we moved to Soshanguve until grade 5. When I was in grade 5, my mom sent me to stay with my aunt in Centurion, Irene. So I've been in few primary schools and I've been in Irene from grade 5 until grade 7. In the period of being in Irene, my mom passed on the year 2000. And that's when tough life started. You know, I knew when my mom died, it's gonna be very tough. Because my mom was a breadwinner also at home and everything, you know, so we knew it's gonna be tough. But you know what, by God's grace, ever since my mom passed on, my grandmother took over to take care of me and my siblings. And then we moved back to Rabokala, where I was born. Then as we were staying there in my middle school time, in my high school, most cases I was in Rabokala with my grandmother, and we were 9 grandchildren under the same roof with my grandmother. And we survived from the pension only for my grandmother. There was no like pension for any other kid amongst us. Okay. So imagine we were surviving from, I think that time it was like 850 or 900 because I used to be the eldest at home. So I used to calculate money with my grandmother. Okay. But yeah. So when I was in grade 9, I looked around and I thought, you know what, I'm going to look for a job and like a part-time job, a weekend job. Because in Irene Centurion, we had like where my aunt used to work, it was like a museum. Okay. So I went and looked for a job there and I worked there as a waitress because there's like tea garden, yana and stuff like that. So I started working when I was 16 years in grade 9. Ever since then, I've been working my whole life. I had to take care of my siblings from that age, like fully taking care of them because my granny couldn't, she could only buy food for us, you know? So in terms of clothes, like everything, especially the youngest one was getting sick there and there. Yeah. I used to take her to the doctor and stuff like that. So I've been carrying my siblings from the age of 16 years up to now. And yeah, as time goes on, at least I managed to matriculate. I went to high school. And then I had my matric. And you know, the disadvantage with villages, especially from a disadvantaged family like us, no one was educated, like to tell you about the bursary or any kind of information that can actually push you further. You had to work double to actually get anything. So after my matric, I said to my granny, listen, I'm leaving this place. I'm going to town to look for a job now, like a full-time job from Monday to.
Basically, you were looking for like your greener pastures, because we know that in Pretoria, you can't stay in Pretoria and not get like a hustling and a side hustling, and because there are a lot of
Exactly. Exactly. So I moved with my aunt for like 6 months in town. Then I got a job in Centurion. It was a very, very good restaurant. As a waiter, we used to make very good money. Okay. And I used to visit my grandmother every week. I used to buy my grandmother medication. And yeah, I took care of my grandmother like all the way out, because like she was a pillar, that one. She was the best.
I can imagine.
Then moving forward, I had to actually, from that money that I was getting from that restaurant, I had to actually like study or do something. Yeah. Because I could see that I will end up being a waitress. I mean, imagine a 40-year-old waitress, you know.
And on the other hand, you had to take care of your siblings. So imagine you obviously they're growing up, and in one way or the other, you have to either contribute to take them to school, do all of those
yes.
things. The money was not going to be enough.
Yes, Bonolo. As I thought things were going well, in 2009, my grandmother also passed away. Oh. And as my grandmother passed away, now I had to take in my siblings and my son to town, like to stay with them full time. So I had to look for a bigger place, a 2-bedroom flat, like to accommodate all of us. Yeah. And I was getting assistance from my bigger sister as well, but it was not, you know, we were both like struggling. Yeah. So we took them in and we took them to school. In town, they went to town like normal kids, you know. Yeah. And so we had to hustle for them. And after my grandmother passed away, it was another knock for me, you know, like it was another person like very close to my heart that is gone. And then I thought somehow like I'm on my own, I will get through whatever. What doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Look at you today.
Then after a while, I think that was like in that same year in 2009. Yeah. I went to study, and then I studied as computer and secretarial at GPS college.
Okay. Just so that you give me like a bit of a background. How much were you earning?
We actually didn't have a basic salary. We were earning from tips, but then it was a very good dining restaurant. So I used to make about 2,000 per week, I would say. Okay. So it was quite a good money for me by then. Okay. Passed away in January. Then immediately things have changed. We took in our siblings and like we just had to make some quick changes because no one was left from home. So now I had to study that, and then I got a certificate. I think that certificate motivated me to actually look for a job online now, like be more, you know. Then I started looking for a job, and guess what? That's when I got into the pool industry. In December 2009, I was employed by the first pool company. It's actually one of the biggest suppliers in South Africa. They employed me as a receptionist.
Wow, okay.
And yeah, I started seeing the light in the channel. I applied for some study loan, that same company, and luckily they took me in to study bookkeeping and trial balance. And then immediately, because the manager actually really appreciated my work, he promoted me to be like a creditors controller in the same company.
Wow.
Within 6 months, while I was working in that first company, I was approached by one of our biggest clients. That is the second pool company. I won't mention their names, but they're the biggest in SA.
I know the companies you are talking about, and I can confirm the big companies.
So they approached me and they were like, "Hey, Lerato, you're very good. Please come work for us." I didn't think twice because my friend was also working there. And he's like, please, Lerato, I didn't even go for an interview. They just called me in, come in, you're going to manage one of our shops in Fairyland, blah, blah. And then I was like, yeah, please, guys, I'm on it. I mean, the salary was good. At this first company, I was actually in the back office. So I only saw everything written, papers and stuff like that, but I didn't see things physically, like getting to know the industry. But in this second company now, that's where I got my real experience in the pool industry. Like I've been in all departments in that company. I've been in construction, I've been in repairs, I've been in their warehouse, I've done their orders, I've been in their finance, you know, like dealing with customers, suppliers, like I was like everywhere. It was a family business. So I used to help everyone with everything. Like,
okay,
I would even go out of my way to work from 7 until 10 at night. They'll just give me the money, the Uber money, instead of giving me the like what is that? The overtime. No, I was not even earning overtime. I was like just giving me Uber money. Yeah, Lerato, when you knock off, you can request and stuff like that. So, but
see how well it worked for you from working in all the departments in that company, hard work from working in all the departments. Now you are even running your own company.
Yes.
Now,
so that's why
I want us to go to our next question, because
yes.
I know from you working, that transition from you working to like being self-employed. I want you to tell us that why did you decide on the name Amazing Pools, and why did you decide to go boldly into a male-dominated industry, the pool industry? I mean, I was even surprised that, hey, you're working in the pool industry. And trust me, guys, when I say this lady knows anything there is to know about pools. You cannot know anything. From construction, she will just look at the pool like this and she will know that this is the problem. Okay,
the problem, yes.
Please tell us why Amazing Pools, and why did you decide to have to take the bold step of going into into a male-dominated industry?
Okay, yes. To start with, actually, this Amazing Pool Services has been operating from 2014. Let's remember that. Yeah. But I always had a diary where I wrote where I want to see myself and stuff like that. In this diary, I just thought about amazing. Amazing, yes. We can be amazing in the pool industry. I mean, our work must be amazing. Our service must be amazing. Whatever that we come out with, it must be amazing. So I just came up with that name and I wrote it down immediately in my diary and I said, Amazing Pool Services. That's my name. Like, I think that was it was in 2012, because I still remember that's when I gave birth to my daughter. I was writing everything down. And I said, you know what, when we open, because I've always wanted my own company, thinking of what I'm doing for that company, I could feel the courage that I had. I mean, you know, the drive. I mean, I was working from AM until PM late at night. And I said, you know what, I can actually put this effort to my own company. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to start, but I will. I know for sure that I will make it. So yeah, so we're just amazing. We amaze everything. We amaze everyone. When we leave our customers, we amaze them. They will be like, you amazing.
I love the name, because this is a male-dominated industry, and obviously some people are going to look down on you to say like, this is a woman, but I think your work actually speaks for you. Now,
yes,
I want us to move to the next question, which is, how much were you having in your bank account when you started your business?
Bonola, if I tell you now, like, I had negative in my bank account. I didn't even have money to make business cards. I didn't have money to make a website, for that matter. Yeah. I didn't have a client database. I would even struggle to get airtime, to call, to try and reach out to people. So that's how I was down and out, broke.
But you did it.
Completely. I mean, like, really, yes.
so basically, I can say from 0 to 0.
Yes, definitely.
Because I personally look up to you. I mean, you made it from, you're actually one of the people, female entrepreneurs in South Africa who inspire me so, so, so much. Now
Oh, thank you.
let us move to the next question. Um,
Yes.
the question that I'm going to ask you is, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated when you don't feel like going further, when you don't feel like, when you're feeling drained, demotivated? Yes. What keeps you?
Yeah. You know what? I must say, me as an individual human, I pray a lot and I talk to God a lot. I would say, first of all, God keeps me going. And yeah, secondly, Bonolo, if you look back from where you're coming from and then where you're going, and you can see that light is like there, I can see where I'm going, because where I'm coming from, it was like dark, dark, dark. It was closed, it was just a faith in Jen and hardworking. No money, nothing, no resources, no guys, no car. I didn't even have a car. So if I look back where I'm coming from, it motivates me to actually go forward. And Amazing Pools is actually a company also that motivates me, because I can see how it's growing. It's growing every year. So I see differences.
Awesome. Now, the next question, I hope you at home are enjoying this conversation, because I'm really encouraged and I'm definitely enjoying it. Now, I'm going to move to the next question, which is, how do you deal with difficult customers, especially those who underestimate you because of your race, because of your gender? And how do you deal with them? There's a saying that the customer is always right, but it's not always. So how do you deal with people who judge you based on the fact that you are a lady and you are in a male-dominated industry? How do you deal with such customers?
Okay, when it comes to that, actually, because I've got an experience in the pool industry and I've been working with a lot of pool customers.
Yeah.
And in most cases, I've never experienced racism, like in that, like, because when I go to the client, actually, like, sell myself. Let's start there. I do all my inspections and I saw myself when I get there, and automatically they can hear that I know what I'm talking about, because they can actually pick up a problem thinking that that is the problem, but I'll come in and be like, that is not the problem, here's the problem. And they'll be like, if it's not the problem, you're going to pay me back, no problem. So we go and work, then they find that the problem is solved. So the way I know a pool, like, it doesn't even give them any chance or any open space to undermine me in any case. And so
basically your work has created no room for disappointment for your customers, because your work.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome. So tell me, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, Bonolo, I see myself opening Amazing Pool shops, so we can assist our customers in the closest areas in terms of actually testing their water or getting services immediately, not by searching on internet all the time.
So basically, you are looking forward to expanding. Are you looking forward to maybe expanding to other provinces, or you're just going to be based in Gauteng province?
No, we're actually looking at working out of South Africa. Wow. Like in Africa, because when we're looking in Ghana and stuff, like, they buy this side. Okay. They've got people that are moving from this side going to Ghana just for installation of a pool. Yeah, I had a pool, like, when I started in Ghana to renovate it, in like, you can imagine how many pool companies do they have there. If as small as I was, we went to Ghana. That was in 2016.
Dimensions.
Yeah, so I'm looking on expanding all over Africa. That is actually the most important one. Then open shops around Gauteng.
Okay, now we are going to our second last question, which is, looking at your journey, how far you have come to where you are now. Do you think you are where you had envisioned, like where you thought you would be at this point in time?
Not at all. Wow. Not at all, because I feel like there's a lot of ups and downs in the business. Like, you must be you must know what you want in life. If you have this and you want to move with it, you must just stick with it. So I'm definitely not. I thought this time I'll be somewhere very far, but I don't. I'm not taking where I am for granted. I'm just saying, Nje, I have a bigger like
Picture.
vision.
Okay, now in 1 minute, what can you say to a person who relates to your story? A person who can say, wow, this is me. I lost my parents, I lost my grandmother. I had to take care of my kid, my siblings. I have to take care of my kids. Where do I start? I don't even have capital to start. What advice can you give? Just in 1 minute.
Okay. I would say to people that actually want to start and have nothing, you must have courage. Money is not everything. Just have faith and believe in what you want to actually like start and move with it. You are a master of your destiny and you are your own influencer. So you need to believe in yourself. You know, never ever just close your ears and never listen to people around you, what they're actually saying about your small company.
Awesome. You heard it. She said you have to be your own influencer and don't even look at the riches because the riches will come eventually. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes.
And this is Mrs. Lerato Moshoette and my sister, of course. And
yes.
it was nice having you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm hoping to see you in my next episode. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button and be sure to like this video and share it because this story might just be the story that someone is looking forward to hearing. This might be the motivation that they will need. And thank you so much. Love you lots. Mwah, 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 mwah.